We're here, we're live, you're here. You're here with us, and this is a huge day for you to be sharing with us. It's a huge day for Thrustmaster, it's a huge day for everybody here in the room, and it's a huge day for you, the sim racing community. We are so excited to be able to give you all of the answers that you've been asking for literally a year now. And we promise to you, no more teasing. If you wanted to know the answer, today's the day you're gonna get it. Today, we reveal everything about our very first direct drive wheel. The direct drive wheel is going to be the next step in our pro racing ecosystem. And today you're gonna find out what it looks like, how it works, why we designed it the way we designed it, what it costs, where you can buy it, when you can buy it, and everything else in between. We're gonna be here live on camera, showing you everything that we know about it. And we're also gonna be live in the comments, answering any other questions that we don't get a chance to answer. When Thrustmaster launches a product, we launch it confidently. And one of the reasons for that is this man right here, the leader of our many teams around the world, and the man who gives us the confidence to walk the talk as we do, our president, Mr. Claude Guillemot.
Thank you, Tim. So first, thank you everyone for being with us today and participating in this great event. We have a new product that we feel a tremendous product, and we want to get it started today. We are engineers at heart, drivers, pilots, and we want to bring the experience with the highest level of fidelity. Whether you speak about flying with the joysticks or the yoke, gamepads, or the racing ecosystem, we have always been at the forefront of simulation. 20 years ago, we launched this very first F1 wheel force feedback on the market, and it was the very first in its category. 10 years ago, we had another breakthrough with this game changer, which was the very first steering wheel force feedback with the full ecosystem on console. Since, we have worked to expand this line of add-ons to provide you with the best simulation experience. And the latest one being this F1 wheel that is the exact replica of the one you will see in the real car. Now today I am very proud to unveil and to disclose everything about our very new product, which is our Thrustmaster T818, our very first direct drive wheel. Let's have a look at it.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Claude. An amazing first look at the T818. We've got it here in front of us. We're going to dive in. We're going to look at as much as possible. Thank you for being a part of this, this launch.
Yeah, thank you, Tim. And I take this opportunity to thank all the team which has been working for a long time now on this tremendous product that everybody will be able to discover today. And a lot of energy and effort have been put all over the world by our team. So thank you, everybody. Without you, nothing like this would be possible. So now the team who participate to develop it will explain you everything you want to know, I hope, about this Thrustmaster T818.
Perfect. Amazing. Yeah, like you said, you've been in this business for a long time. We've been in this business for a long time. Thrustmaster has been in sim racing for 30 years. That's a big milestone. 30 years ago in 2023 will be our anniversary as Thrustmaster of sim racing. 20 years ago, as you mentioned, we launched our first F1 force feedback wheel, and 10 years ago, our first pro sim racing ecosystem. And this is a product that we're launching today, an all new milestone where it combines all of that stuff into one amazing product. Let's dig in. So we're here.
Yeah.
This is it. Not only are we launching the T818, showing it off for the very first time, but this is our very first live stream. First time ever on Twitch. Welcome.
Thanks, team. It's a pleasure to be here for the very launch of the Twitch channel here. And of course, what an occasion than the launch of the T818 for the first of our Twitch channel.
Absolutely. T818, we finally get to say it out loud. Our direct drive wheel is public knowledge. No more teasing. Today is the day you're going to find out everything you need to know. I'm Tim, by the way. I work in the Montreal office. I manage the marketing team over there. This is my colleague, mon frère d'une autre mère, Xavier from the France team. He has also the coolest initials in the entire gaming industry. Welcome to Twitch, XP. Let's do this. We're also going to have a couple of other special guests. We're going to bring in Pierre-Yves from our development team to answer some of the tech spec questions that you guys have been asking, and that you guys are surely to be asking right now in the comments. We're going to be seeing the T818 in action with some of our other developer team using it, racing a lot better than either of us would be able to do. And we've got a whole production team here with us today. We've got our whole social media team in the comments answering all the questions. This is a huge event. This is a big event. Like I said, it's a milestone and we're doing it in style.
Yeah, so let's go.
Yeah, let's go. So the big question, obviously, the question that probably we've been hearing literally every single day from you guys in the social media comments, and I'm sure we've already heard it in the comments right here on the stream. It's been a year this thing is underway. XP, you've been in charge of this project. You've been in charge of making sure that it is perfect on launch day. What took you so long?
Yeah, actually, we wanted to make it right. And on top of that, we didn't want to only make the Thrustmaster direct drive wheelbase. We wanted to make the wheelbase, the high-end wheelbase, which will fit with our community needs. Mm-hmm. So for this reason, we asked a question to more than 100 of sim racers from the community to understand what they really need, what they really want for a high-end wheelbase.
And what did they say?
So actually, and maybe it's surprising for you guys on the chat, but the answer was not direct drive, like straight away. What they what they say to us is they wanted a wheelbase with minimal latency, mm-hmm. Plus with a very high level of fidelity with the game, and so that's why we cannot with a technology of direct drive, because what we have to understand is the direct drive, it's only the technology. Yeah. What makes a good wheelbase is not because it's just direct drive wheelbase. It's how you use the technology direct drive to push the performance of your wheelbase beyond.
Absolutely. So you didn't hear that people wanted, that pro sim racers that you talked to wanted a direct drive wheel. You just wanted, they just wanted the best wheel. They wanted the wheel that would give them the absolute best performance. So why did you land on direct drive in the end?
It's because today, with the what we want to achieve, mm-hmm. The direct drive technology was a good way, a good option for that. But when you are playing, what you are looking for is a good and consistent force feedback. So there is no surprise here. But we have to stick with the law of force feedback, which has 3 components. Mm-hmm. The first one is finesse, because you ask for finesse of detail. Okay. You want to feel every detail on the road, every detail on your car, and every detail sent by the game itself. Yeah. Because all of this information, for instance, the curves, the bump, the feeling that your wheel is start drifting. All of these three examples are information sent by the game itself. But what you feel under your hand is the superposition of these three effects sent by the game, which are transcribed by the wheelbase into the force feedback that you can feel.
Okay. Regardless of direct drive, that's just you need to be able to feel exactly what the game is telling you about where your car is, how heavy it feels, what's happening on the road, everything.
And to get this degree of finesse, you need a wheelbase which is very fast to transcribe all of this information. This is speed. It's actually the second component of the law of force feedback.
Okay.
So we have finesse and speed. Yeah, because if you don't have, if you have a wheelbase which is not fast enough, what you will feel is not all the detail, because the wheelbase we will don't transcribe has all of the effects as detailed as it can be in the game.
So speed, when you're saying speed of communication of the data coming out of the game through the wheelbase into your hands, and then vice versa, from your hands back through the wheelbase into the game.
Of course, because speed is also the key, because the fastest you get the information from the game, the fastest you can react. And when you need speed as well to react, as in the reverse way, you know, to make the best move.
Yeah. Okay. So you said three things.
Yes.
Finesse, speed. If I've been listening to the comments, I can pretty much guess what the third one's going to be. Power.
Yeah, power. We know that everyone is interested about the torque. So we wanted to make the T818 very precise.
Yeah.
So it's the finesse, very fast as well.
Yeah.
And with enough power, because you need enough power to transcribe all of this information. Because otherwise, if you have not enough, if you don't have enough power, you will reach the saturation of the effect, which means that you won't feel all of the detail, because you will use the wheelbase at almost the maximum, you know. So it's like a car. If you have a limited power with your car, you can't push further, you know.
Yeah.
So you need power as well. So we have a T818 which is able to deliver a constant torque of 10 Newton meters.
Constant, permanent,
steady.
10.
Yeah, steady. But the most important thing is it's not about torque. We made the T818 super reactive, which is speed. But also we don't apply any effect on the any filter, on the effect sent by the game.
No filter, which is relatively unusual in sim racing hardware.
Yeah, exactly, because filters can make the driving experience smoother.
Smoother sounds like a good thing, but is it?
Like easier to drive.
Okay.
But actually, you lose this finest information.
Yeah, you lose the tiny little details.
Exactly, and you need all of these detail with the unfiltered experience to have the whole control of what is happening on track. Yeah. That's why the T818 is definitely a direct drive wheelbase for advanced sim racers who want to have all of the information of the control on what is happening on track, but at the same way, at the opposite way, it will be not gentle with you.
Okay.
So
you're gonna feel it under your hands.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But as I said before, we talk about finesse, speed, and torque. And we know that many people ask about the torque, but as I said, torque is not everything.
Yeah.
You need more than torque to have a good wheelbase. So instead of working on torque, we worked on the whole conception of the product.
And it's torque and. We worked on torque and precision and speed and everything else.
Exactly. So I will ask Pierre-Yves, which is our T818 developers, to tell us more about how we build the product.
Yeah. Come on in.
Hi guys. Hi team. Hi XP.
How are you?
Good, you?
Good, good. Welcome. You're live
Thank you
on Twitch
invite
right
me.
now.
Yes, hi Twitch.
So as I said, Pierre-Yves, I briefly said that torque is not everything for the force feedback, and there is also very crucial things as well. So can you tell us more about how did you build the product and why torque is not everything?
Right. So first, as you say, we ask hundreds of pro sim racers what they wish, what they want,
And finally, they say we want fidelity, and they were not talking about specs, about Newton meter and so on. They were talking about fidelity, but also about emotion. Emotion about feeling a bump, feeling the curb, feeling the oversteering, the understeering. And then the difficulties was not just to say, okay, we get this emotion, but it was to translate it into a technical specification and to do the motor, because we know we have to respect the game, to respect the fidelity of the game, to respect everything the game is sending us, and this is coming from the driver, from the firmware, from the electronics, and the motor. And we design our own motor, we craft it very well. All the aspects of the motor have been calculated, have been reinvented of what we were doing at Thrustmaster, and that's it. T818.
Yeah, how did you trust this in-house motor?
First, what they say, the people say, we want fidelity. Fidelity about, first, okay, I'm driving the car, I need to feel the sensation I'm driving. So first we work on an equation called the angular acceleration equation that say, okay, the net torque on the top, it's a ratio, very simple. You have the net torque on the top, the moment of inertia on the bottom. So first we define the net torque. And second thing, we say, okay, we want a very good angular acceleration. We want to give you the information very fast. So how do we do? We have a constant torque that is on the top, and then we work on the ratio on the bottom. On the bottom, you know, on the ratio, if you decrease the bottom ratio, you will increase very fast the result of the equation. So we work on the moment of inertia, and we think about, okay, how do we increase this acceleration? How do you feel faster the force feedback? And then we think, okay, we have to do the lightest rotational element for our force feedback. This starts with the rotor, then you have the quick release on the wheelbase, and finally the wheel itself. So we really pay attention to all those little weight that we add to make the wheel rotate as fast as possible.
So literally the weight of every piece of hardware between the game data and the driver's hands.
Yes, exactly. We can take a very good example. You can have a very good engine, but if your car is too heavy, if your chassis is not well done, if your aerodynamics is not good, you will not perform. Yeah. You can have a good engine, maybe not powerful as the biggest, but if you have the light car, if you have the good chassis, if you have the good aerodynamics,
you can beat a heavier car with a more powerful
engine. Exactly. And you will feel every curve, every bump. For example, I went to a track during my holiday, and I saw this bump on the track, and I can feel it with the T818.
Which you couldn't before with other wheels?
No.
Amazing.
Because you have this finesse of detail.
Yes.
Thanks to the balance between torque and weight for the angular rotation, acceleration.
Exactly. The game is sending me the information, no filter at all. I can feel everything very fast, the right amount of power, nothing to break my arm. So very good.
Okay.
And we heard that same thing from a number of sim racers who got a chance to test this product. You, Pierre-Yves, and your team took the T818 out on the road and introduced it to a couple of our Thrustmaster ambassadors, a couple of professional sim racers, people in the industry. And we're going to get a chance to hear what some of them said, because of course we're a little bit biased, but we try to trust the sim racers to really speak from experience. We'll cut now to a couple of these testimonials. We got a chance to hear from John Armstrong, who's a real world rally racer and a Thrustmaster ambassador in sim racing, as well as David Greco, who is a fidelity manager working on some of the top rated sim racing games in the industry. And of course, Brandon Lee as well from the Ferrari esports team. So we don't have to talk anymore. Let's let the sim racers do the talking.
So of course, every product is unique, and Thrustmaster is no exception to that. The Thrustmaster product with a direct drive blew my mind away. They came to the facility here in Maranello, gave me a test run, and I was driving around Oulton Park, of course, in a lovely Ferrari, and feeling the intricate details of the bumps, curbs, and undulations of the track, especially turn 5 on Oulton Park is a massive cambered turn and really dependent to have a good feeling of the car. And I have to say, the wheel delivered a really good feeling. I had a good lap time. I didn't spin, and that was a positive for me. The power and precision of the direct drive from Thrustmaster was, do you know what? There's a lot of direct drives on the market, and I have to say it held its own fabulously. Like I say, I was driving around Oulton Park, and there's so many bumps, undulation, massive curbs there that you have to attack with. And, you know, you could feel the little details of the curb, kick back in the steering wheel, and you could feel also like the rear tyre slipping, the front tyre slipping in the final sector, especially as the track is falling away and having a lot of grip losses there. So yeah, the power, precision, top notch.
Hi. My name is Dave Greco, and I've been doing simulation motorsport for over 20 years. I've been lucky enough to have tested a new direct drive base by Thrustmaster, and apart from how stunning and beautiful it looks, I think it's very important to know how it performs. I was impressed by the very good amount of sustained torque. I was also very impressed by the crispy and very detailed force feedback that you can feel through it. But I think the most important and more impressive is how quick and responsive the wheelbase feels.
Hi everyone, my name is John Armstrong, and recently I had the pleasure of trying Thrustmaster's new direct drive product, and to be honest, I haven't had too much experience with direct drive previously, but from what I have tried, this product feels the most intuitive and the most detailed that I've ever tried. You know, even compared to the other Thrustmaster products that I have, especially for rally games, it means that you have updates from the game really quickly, and lots of detail coming through from the surfaces, the suspension, the tire, everything that the car is doing. You can really feel that, and it's very enhanced. For example, the car suspension, whenever you're going over a jump and landing, you can really feel the suspension and the whole load of the suspension become very light as you take off from the jump, and then when you land you really feel the suspension compress. That's really cool because you can feel whenever your tires are in contact with the ground and whenever they are in the air. So it means you can be really precise with how you position the car on jumps.
The unfiltered experience is a really critical factor for someone like myself who's looking for performance, if not just enjoying the day of driving. The unfiltered experience is, like I say, critical because not having something in the way of performance is really critical. The way I can describe it is like if you was writing with a pen and paper, put a glove on, then try to write with the pen and paper. You're not going to have so much feeling. And this is what the unfiltered experience is like driving with, because when you have a direct drive and you put a filter to it, it's not as good. You don't have the full detail, intricacy of the track and the bumps. Take away that filtering and I'm in heaven. Of course, the direct drive and the wheel is really critical towards my performance on track. It's, you know, it's my operating mechanism and how I feel and how I see and how I drive the car to the earth of the road. And every detail becomes an advantage over a competitor. And that's really where I can improve my performance from, is those little details, the bumps, the curbs. You know, if it starts to rain a little bit, just feeling the front tire slip, you know, that could be the difference between boxing for intermediate wet tires or going from intermediate to dries, is that little bit of, you know, magic in the steering wheel.
I found a really nice sensation also whenever I lost traction. You know, whenever you're having understeer or oversteer, I could really feel that in the wheel itself, in terms of whenever you've got the tension on the wheel, and then whenever you have the understeer, you feel that loss of grip through the tension being loosened, and it felt very realistic in that respect. With it being a direct drive wheel, of course, it's a very powerful product, and I'm sure there's lots of ways that you can tune that power, but for me, because it was so detailed, the power was never a big problem, and it gave me lots of feedback and precision, which to be honest is important in rally games because you have to move the steering wheel from one direction to the other very quickly. And I felt like with this product, it was never limiting me from doing this action, but it was giving me all the detail I needed as well. So it felt very unfiltered and as if I was actually getting all the feedback from the car through the wheel that you would get in real life.
So of course this is Thrustmaster's first dirt drive, and when they brought it here to the factory in Maranello for me to test it, I didn't really walk in with much expectation because I wanted to go in with an open mind. But as I've said a few times already, I've been blown away by it because I jumped on and recognized it was a serious mechanism to drive fast with. It wasn't just a toy. It wasn't just to, go around on a simulator. It was a piece of equipment designed to firstly enjoy, but a piece of equipment that I could see myself improving with. Thank you for having me on the launch show. Really is an honor, a privilege to be working with a brand like Thrustmaster. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to test it as well, share my thoughts and opinion with all these lovely people watching this show. And for now, I'm going to get back to driving some laps, try and go a little bit faster for each apex, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.
Cool, some cool videos, some actual sim racer experiences. We're going to throw it over to Pierre-Yves and an XP over there with one of the wheels in a second here. One thing I did want to quickly mention, just to address a couple of the questions that we're seeing in the comments already. This is a PC wheel currently, so it's a PC only wheelbase for those hardcore sim racers who have their own cockpit and gaming PCs at home. The other thing a lot of people are talking about and asking about in the comments is about the giveaway. Yes, you're right. I forgot to mention it right off the top. Somebody in the comments, one of you guys is going to walk away with one of these T818s before it's even available. We're going to have more information about that by the end of the stream. For now, let's keep going with the tech specs.
Yeah, so we have talked about the quick release and how we build it and why it's made from aluminum and plastic. But I'm sure you guys really want to see how it works in reality. So as you can see here, you have to unlock the quick release like this. Then you can put your wheel like this. Unlock it, and that's it. So it actually it is actually as easy as it looks. So it's super fast. It's toolless. You don't have to screw anything. It's even faster than our previous quick release. This is our next gen quick release. So very easy, very fast. No tools are needed, and the promise is you can swap between two wheels, between two rims in less than 5 seconds, which is basically the time that you need to change from one game to another if you have the solid PC, of course. But we can do a try like this.
Challenge.
So
we have challenge.
Several wheels here. That's it. So that was the I would say the slow try.
You want me to be faster?
Let's do the 5-second try.
On the Twitch, they will ask fast.
Yes, they're timing you.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Then
That's
if I
it.
reach 5 seconds.
I think even less. So yeah, the quick release is a super fast quick release, but as you can see, we used existing wheels from our ecosystem, existing rims from our ecosystem. It's because the T818 is compatible with all of our existing rims, but also pedal set, of course, and add-ons. And how did we do that? It's because we have, as you can see the camera here, we have this part, which is the quick release adapter. This is the part which makes all of our rims compatible with the new quick release system. This looks like a small piece, a simple piece of our rims, but it's actually a very complex one. So Pierre, can you tell us why it was so complex to make all of our ecosystem compatible with this new quick release system?
Yes, it was very easy, only 5 seconds to change the wheel, but to develop this part, it was a very huge amount of work because we don't want to say, okay, we launch a new direct drive wheel, but some are not compatible. We want to say everything is compatible. And we really work on everything to make sure you can enjoy the best force feedback without any wobble, without any break of material. We really want you to use your wheel, the one you trust us to get. And we really test everything like the brake force, because we have 10 Newton meter. We have to stand for this 10 Newton meter and make sure everything that you are using will work at 10 Newton meter.
Yeah, sure. So the good news is if you already a part of our Thrustmaster community and you want to upgrade with the T818, you can keep all of your rims and just save it, buy the T818, upgrade with this direct drive wheelbase, and you can use it your favorite rims straight away on day one, because in the box of the T818 we include one quick release adapter, so you can use your rims directly. Thank you, Pierre-Yves.
Yes, it's working
and,
very fast and very steady. Bye.
Bye-bye, Pierre-Yves.
Nice work, Pierre-Yves. I just had a look in on the comments, and another major thing that a lot of people are asking about, XP, is this hexagon LED strip around the edge. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. So as you can see, we have a layout of LEDs in front of the T818. Basically, as you can see, maybe you can see on the camera, but the color are changing. It's because you can change and choose the color you want to match with your light atmosphere, with your setup. So you can also change the intensity if you want to. So yeah.
Can you turn it off if you wanted to?
Yeah, of course you can turn it off
Okay.
if you don't want to.
I'm just asking. I know we like it, but some people might not.
Yeah, of course you can turn it off if you want. But the idea is it's the personalizable. It's one of the personalizable parts of the T818. You change the color that you want. But more important is that the LED ring can interact with telemetry in-game data.
Oh, cool.
In the future. So, for instance, you can have a visual information with the LED ring of your RPM, of marshal flags, for instance. And we can imagine a lot of different functions.
For sure.
And actually, maybe in the chat, tell us what you would want for as function for these LED rings.
For sure, and tell the game developers as well.
Yeah.
They're the ones who could be integrating this in super unique ways. We want to hear what you want to do with this LED ring, and the game devs do as well. So cool. I think that's all we wanted to show here on the plugged-in model. Do you want to go back to the chairs? Get a little comfy?
Sure.
Cool. Talk about a couple more features. So we've got our spinning model here. Actually, one other thing that is very obvious between the two. The model we have on the table over here has those metallic blue plates along the side. And this one here, a nice sort of matte silver or gray color. And oh, look at that, a whole bunch of other colors in the background.
Surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah, it's because it's the other. I said that the LED ring is one part of the personalization stuff of the T818. The second part is you can change the color of this metal plate. It's swappable. So the color per default will be the dark blue that we saw just before.
Yep.
Here we put the silver color, which will be available at launch.
Yep.
And for this launch, we'll have 5 different colors that you can choose, in addition to the dark blue, which is per default. So yeah, you can match your T818 with your style.
Yeah, with your style, with your cockpit, with the car you're driving, and anything else, and with your LED ring as well.
Yeah, sure. You told about the cockpit. Just one word is we have several mounting options that you can find on our eShop to fit with your setup. So cockpit, desk, etc.
Default, it's compatible. It's got the mount, the screw mounts in the bottom.
Yeah, we have 4 fixation points.
Fixation points, yeah.
If you want to do your own hole in the cockpit. Otherwise, you can go for the cockpit mounting
Cockpit
kit.
adapter
Yeah.
or desktop
Yeah.
adapter.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Anything else we see on this model here? We've talked about the quick release. We've talked about the metallic plates. We've talked about the LED ring. What about these buttons here along the side? Anything to say about that?
Yeah, so we have some buttons here on the side. Some of them are to configure the T818. And also we have a stop button. If you are not comfortable with the force feedback and you want to stop, you just have to push the button on the side.
Instant stop.
And,
instant
yeah.
turn off of the force
Force
feedback.
feedback, yeah.
Cool. Nice. That's that button right there. Or there. There you go.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
There it is. And then along the side here, along the back, I guess the back we haven't even seen yet before. A whole bunch of different hubs along the back there. Anything you want to say about those?
Yeah, sure. Of course, we have one for the power supply. We have one USB-C to update your T818 to update the firmware of your T818 through the computer. We also have one hub for the pedal set, the Thrustmaster pedal set. And the last one is the RJ45 hub, which makes the T818 ready for a future kind of ecosystem which will arrive.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So with the quick release adapter, we've got backwards compatibility, and with that hub, we have future compatibility.
Yes.
Cool. Well, let's talk about the future, or even let's talk about the present. I think that's basically everything we want to talk about the T818. If you can't tell, we're pretty stoked about it. We're super happy that we're able to launch it with as many features, and we really feel that this is going to deliver the most impressive direct drive wheel on the market. But is the value going to be there? I guess is the question. So let's talk about pricing. Let's talk about what you're going to get. Let's talk about how this thing is going to look when you take it out of the box. So the default product that we're going to be launching at the beginning, the standalone base, is going to include, if I understand it correctly, the wheelbase that we're looking at here. I think you mentioned it's going to have the metallic blue plates in the box. And as you mentioned earlier, one quick release adapter.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have a UK version, a US version, and a European version based on the plugs. And that's it in the initial box, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so that's the T818. That's the T818 that is going to be available on day one.
Yeah.
Hit us with it. What's the price?
What's the price, or what's the day one?
Well, let's talk about the price first, and then we'll talk about when you can get it.
Okay.
You got to convince them to buy it first.
Yeah. So the T818 will be available at 649.99 euros and USD.
Cool. $649.99.
Yeah. And the good news is you can pre-order the T818 just after this live.
Right now.
Like today. We have a limited quantities for the pre-orders, but don't worry, we already plan to have more waves in the future. So the first wave is the pre-order like just after this live. The T818 will be shipped before Christmas.
Where is that pre-order again?
Yes, for the pre-order.
Yeah, for the pre-order, who can buy it and where?
Yeah, you're right. You can buy the T818 on our European eShop.
Okay.
Only.
So only for Europeans, the first pre-order.
Yes, okay. That's right.
Remember to ask you a question about that. Is the American on camera here?
Okay. So this is the pre-order. Then we have a second wave, which will come on the week of the December 26th. And then we have more waves for European, still only European, beginning of January.
Okay, awesome. So we're producing in batches, we're producing in waves. We're going to be able to deliver this year for 2022.
Yes.
Pre-orders today will ship and get into users' hands before Christmas. There'll be another wave right after Christmas, but before the end of the year, and a third wave for Europe in January.
Yes, that's right.
My obvious question here is about the Americans. When are the Americans going to get it? Why can't they get it on day one?
There is another thing that I'm personally very proud of. This is for the first time that the T818, of course, with the help of and the expertise of all of our partners around the world, we made it in France.
manufactured here in France.
manufactured in France. That's why we need extra time to ship the product to US, and that's why we can ship the product in priority for Europe.
Okay.
That's why the first batch is for Europe.
Okay, so Europeans will get it by the end of this year if you pre-order today. Right after Christmas, it will be the second batch. January will be the third batch for Europeans. Somewhere in there, there'll be a batch on a boat over to the US. Those products there at $649.99 available on the US eShop will be available and will be shipping in March 2023.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's good news. So within the next 3 months, everybody who wants a T818 should be able to get their hands on one if they act quickly enough. Cool. So that's basically everything we wanted to say about this product specifically. A couple of the other products we talked about desk mounting adapters, cockpit mounting adapters, additional quick release adapters. All of those products will also be available and visible on our website immediately after this stream. So you can go have a look at all those, go have a look at the tech specs, go have a look at our official photos of the T818. Everything will be live on our website and on our European eShop immediately after the stream. I sort of mentioned at the beginning of the stream that this was a major milestone. It's the next step in our pro sim racing ecosystem. Where's the pro ecosystem going in 2023, along with the T818?
Sure. We already have a big ecosystem, probably one of the biggest in sim racing.
The biggest. I think we're pretty confident in saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. And as we said before, everything will be compatible with the T818 from the launch. But also we have good news for the next year, which is coming, because we are proud to announce that we have 4 new rims coming. That will be next-gen rims. That means that they will have the new quick release system included. But also the good news for our Thrustmaster community is with these next-gen rims, we will include a quick release adapter to make this next-gen rim, compatible with our current wheelbase, servo base.
So the T818 is backwards compatible. These new rims will also be backwards compatible to bases.
Yes.
So everything is going to work with everything.
Exactly.
That's what matters.
Yeah, exactly.
So 2023, we're going to see 4 new sim racing rims.
Yeah.
We're going to see the T818. We're going to see the T818 packaged with rims as well. Some secret around that, but we'll have plenty to say about that, I'm sure, in the future. Anything else to say about the future of pro sim racing with Thrustmaster?
Yeah, as you said, we will have a special edition of the T818 with our partner Ferrari,
Cool.
which will include SF1000.
Okay.
That's something that we are really proud of, to work with our favorite partner again.
Yeah.
And also, we know that some of you guys are playing on a console. And as we said, the T818 is only compatible for PC. But don't worry, we have a plan for console as well.
Yeah, amazing. This is big. This has been a pretty big day.
Yeah.
Hopefully the comments are going well. I've only checked in on them once or twice. Hopefully we've answered all your guys' questions. But here's the good news. We're going to still be live for another 10 or 15 minutes or so. Somebody who is still live with us is going to win that T818. It's going to be, have a look at the comments. They're going to let you know exactly what you can do to enter. And the person who wins that wheel will actually be receiving their wheel before December, before their first pre-order ship. They will literally be the first person in the world to own a T818. So get in the comments right now. We're gonna stay live for about 10 or 15 minutes or so. XP and I are gonna head over and actually watch the comments, answer some of the questions ourselves. We're gonna be live. You're gonna win a wheel. Somebody is, at least. And let's take it into the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Congratulations, XP. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye.